sink your teeth into this Vampchat. What just happened?
I almost bit you.
This is live.
I'm sorry.
Into this Vampchat with Dan and Eva, the podcast that's all about vampires, horror movie productions, and the undead pop culture we love. And guess what? It's making its way to Louisville HorrorCon.
Okay, I'm excited. I love a good HorrorCon, right? So host Dan and Eva join us now to talk about what fans can expect and us. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having us.
Okay, so we know you have an amazing podcast, but what we don't know is about this event that's coming up. Tell us all about it.
Well, the Louisville HorrorCon, June 7th and 8th at the Triple Crown Pavilion in Louisville, is a gathering of all sorts of horror fans, and there will be horror stars there, including our favorite, V. Neal, a 3-time Oscar-winning makeup designer, who we interviewed on Vampchat.
Yep.
Okay, so once we, let's say, do we need tickets for this event? How does everything work?
Yeah, you can get tickets that day of.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah, but ahead of time, I think you get them a little cheaper. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so perfect. Tell us a little bit about the podcast, though, because that's right into HorrorCon.
Well, so we start. So in 2023, Dan and I were at a book signing at the Fabled Forest in Georgetown, Kentucky, and they were doing. It was around Halloween. It was. They were doing a vampire author book signing, and as luck would have it, not that you ever want this, but there weren't a lot of people that attended.
Okay.
But it allowed Dan and I to get to know each other, and immediately we were like, we need to do something. We need to do something together, and so we decided, we were like, well, we could do a YouTube channel or something like that, and so fast forward a year later, and we finally were like, we've got to do something. We just have to do something. So we decided to do a podcast, and I got to tell you, we knew nothing. Like we didn't know how to do one.
How to work Podbean.
How to work Podbean. So if you listen to the original episodes, you get what we call the pre-game show.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's all the bloopers. We had no music, and we've actually thought about going back and fixing them. And everybody's like, no, leave it. We love the pre-game.
Okay.
But yeah, and so it was originally supposed to only run for 6 episodes up through Halloween, August last year to Halloween, and we got such a response and fan base so fast that we were like, we've got to do a second season.
Which started in January.
And that started in January. And since then, we have interviewed Dacre Stoker, who's the great-grandnephew of Bram Stoker. We've interviewed V. Neal, PC Cast. I mean, we've had just amazing guests. And we're getting ready to kick off season 3. We will start season 3 live at the Imaginarium. That's going to be in July.
With special guest, superstar author Heather Graham.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so when there's not a guest on for whatever amount of time, what are y'all talking about? What are we hearing?
When there's not a guest, and actually for our first episode, the guest was a no-show. So Eva and I interviewed each other about our own vampire novels, A Fury and Fiona's Guardians. Yeah. And so that actually is still our most listened to episode.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
But we have 3 segments with each episode. So the first segment is we interview other creatives in the vampire genre, so other authors or
makeup designers.
Makeup designers, yeah. And then our B segment is actually around the fanged folklore. So that is the actual historical.
Anthropological, people who are investigating vampire panics when people were dying of consumption, tuberculosis in New England or in Serbia, that kind of thing.
We've had professors on, different people. And then our third segment is we geek out on movies and shows, and we try to find, we've covered things that most people know, but we've also covered some obscure stuff that people don't know about.
And I'm looking forward to your review of Sinners.
Yes, Sinners is going to be, yes.
I can't wait. All right, now Vampchat with DanandEva.com. Okay, now we can find it there, but are there other places that we can get a hold of?
Oh, anywhere podcasts are. Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart.
Can we still purchase your books?
You can.
Yes.
Perfect. Tell us how, because we would love to read the books first and then start listening to the podcast.
We would love to autograph copies of our books for you and everybody viewing us right now. We will be at the Lou HorrorCon again June 7th and 8th at the Triple Crown Pavilion, so we will have our vampire novels with us, and we'd be happy to autograph them.
Look at that.
That's fantastic. Where do you draw the inspiration? You both have written a vampire novel. Where do you draw the inspiration? Do you draw it from other stories or the history of? Because you both seem to know so much about this. I mean, where does it come?
We have studied a lot. We've read a lot. Anne Rice is a big favorite of ours, etc. So yeah, and we watch all kinds of shows, movies, etc. But I think it's just we dream up our own stories. Our stories are very different, and our approaches to the show are also quite different. How would you describe your hosting style?
My hosting style is probably a lot more laid back than yours. He's very detail oriented, dates, names. I'm not.
Okay,
I'm more of a go with the flow kind of person, and
A romantic at heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I love that. Okay, so don't tell us the information. How can we catch HorrorCon one final time?
Okay, you can find all the information really at Vampchat with danandeva.com. We'll have information there on the Vampchat Facebook page as well. We're on Instagram, and of course, you can just Google Louisville HorrorCon and you'll get information that way as well.
I'm going to ask you. I need one word out of each of you. All right. What is your favorite vampire movie of all time each? All right.
You want to go first or shall I?
You go first.
Okay, I'm probably going to have to say the Francis Coppola, Gary Oldman, Dracula from 1992.
That was really good. That's right. Gary Oldman was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. I'm so partial though to Fright Night, the original.
Love. I was hoping one of you would say Fright Night.
Yes, that's
The
a good
original
one.
Fright Night.
Yes.
It scared me for years.
Fabulous film.
And now I love it. You know, I love it.
Minus the vampire scene. What are we talking about? Final Destination?
Oh, yes. That's it.
also-
I want your review. You could do a guest review for us.
Oh,
on Vampchat.
don't tempt me with a good time.
You've been wanting to break into podcasts. Here we go. Get over there and talk with
Yeah,
them.
so you and I can have a podcast.
We can absolutely tell you what not to do.
Perfect. Okay.
We've done it. We've had it all. We've had it all.
Don't team up with her. All right, I appreciate it. Good advice. Thank you all. We appreciate you so much. Again, Vampchat with danandeva.com. And we've got more Everyday Kentucky coming up.
Right after this next break and beat up.